LeBron is so great. I have refused literally, and people will be like, you said this in 2017 when you played against him. Well, no, I was playing against him. Of course, I said he was the best player ever. I refuse to get into the GOAT debate. I don't care. They didn't play against each other. I do not care. What makes him great, well, a bunch of things, but what has made him great is the fact that he's done it now for 21 years at the highest level. Like, you talk about scoring, that's great. So one guy averaged 35 a year. Yeah, LeBron's never averaged 35 in a year. Guess what? He's averaged 25 or more for 20 straight years. No one's had more than 15 of those years. Like, that to me is he's a scorer. But again, it looks differently. He plays differently. So it's all in the eye of the beholder.
LeBron is great to me because he's always done it the right way. When I played with LeBron, he was the greatest young leader I've ever seen.
Man, stop stealing stuff from my podcast.
No,
man.
he was. No, like, cause when I mean, listen, I know he was, and I'm such a dominant personality. Like, I'm the guy that no matter what team I'm going to, this is my, nobody says. But when I got there, like, he just ran it so perfectly. The way he treated the guys, the way he treated the organization, the way he was coached, the way he looked out for guys, like, I don't even have to do nothing. And, we definitely had a chance to win. We were in first the whole year, and Big Baby with his wild broke my hand. I had to be out for 6 weeks, and we came out and lost to Boston. I wish I wouldn't have had that absence away from LeBron, but he was one of the greatest young leaders that I've always seen. So he will always be in that conversation. The only thing I don't like about the conversation is they don't put my boy's name in it. You're right, I don't give a fuck either. But if you're gonna be throwing names around, you gotta have my boy's name in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dwight?
That's like, yeah, Dwight. That's like saying, what are the best luxury cars out there? Lexus or a Beamer? You got to put the Mercedes in there too.
Yeah.
Just I don't like. I'm with you. I don't give. I don't care.
I truly don't.
But Mike, LeBron, or Kobe, now y'all debate. That's all I say about it.
I think it's fair to just say there are different tiers of greatness. And you could, by the way, like, I think it's fair even to be like, who's your Mount Rushmore? Who's your 4 greatest, or who's your 5 greatest? Who's your 10 greatest? Whatever it may be. Like, we're nitpicking. By the way, a lot of times we're comparing eras, we're comparing different rules, we're comparing the fact that, look, like, I'll say this with Michael Jordan, and I don't mean this to be controversial, but like, everybody talks about all these the context of this era. Michael Jordan, the Dallas Mavericks were added as the 23rd team in 1981. Jordan was drafted. During his heyday, 6 teams were added to the NBA. There were 90 players added to the NBA. Like, that does that not water down? I'm not talking playoffs, by the way. No chance we're talking playoffs. Does that not water down the regular season to a degree? You lived it, right? You played against some of those teams. You played against the Bobcats, right? When they first came out.
Yeah.
Like, if we add 2 teams in 2 or 3 years, we get a Vegas franchise or a Seattle franchise, you're not telling me that the league for a little bit is going to be a little watered down?
Maybe a little bit. You know what I've always liked about you is you always speak your honest opinion. And, people always get on us because they don't understand our language. When you made the comment about plumbers and electricians, I knew exactly what you were talking
Plumbers
about.
and firemen.
Same thing. Plumbers, firemen, electrician, same thing. I understood what you was talking about. But you said something the other day I didn't think I would hear from you. You said you had the head syndrome when you were in college. Can you elaborate on that? Because I heard it, but I was on my phone. I heard it, and I was like, why do you? I'm like,
Use that exact word.
that's what you said. Hold on. You said I wrote it down so I wouldn't be messed up. Where's it at? Go ahead, Adam.
Are you sure I didn't call myself a prick?
No, you said head
I know
syndrome.
I've used that before.
What is it? Head syndrome? Yeah. No. Head behavior.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. Yeah, you said, I apologize.
Yeah.
You said in Duke you had head behavior. And I never thought I would hear a guy like yourself say that about yourself. Can you elaborate what you meant by that?
Is it fair to say, I'll answer the question. this is just to frame it a little bit. Is it fair to say that you have some to you? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some to me. I've had a bunch of teammates that have some to them. I like that. You know what I mean by that?
Right.
I didn't quite appreciate it when I was in college, so I didn't know how to channel that in like a positive way. So when I got to Duke, it was my dream to go to Duke. I show up, we play 10 or 12 games, either at home or on like neutral sites. Indiana, we played UCLA, we played Ohio State and Greensboro. My first road game was at Clemson. I came out for warm-ups and I was like, oh, yeah, the whole student section there screaming things at me, making fun of me, talking about my family. That was like my entire college career, right? And so the response to that as a 19-year-old is like I just was a head on the court. Like it wasn't in a positive way either. It was outlandish. Um, it was like it was just bad. And then off the court, particularly my first 2 years, well, really my first 2 years off the court, I like didn't know how to like process and balance life. So you get to college and you've got basketball, academics, and social. And for my first 2 years, it was like social, basketball, academics. Right? That was how the priority list went, and that caused a bunch of problems too. So that's what I mean by that.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that.
Can I tell them before you ask the question?
Yeah, of course.
My was I never worked out in the summer.
Even as a pro,
No.
what did you do all day?